Have you ever wondered how some men can easily get the attention of any woman they meet? It's not their looks, money, or status, it's how they talk. High-value men have a secret weapon, and it's not what you might think. The way they talk makes women miss them even when they're not around for a minute. I'm going to tell you exactly how to talk to a woman so that she thinks about you long after you've left. Pay close attention, because this will change the way you talk to women forever. As the foundation for lasting attraction, first impressions are what high-value men use to make women want and be interested in them. However, most men get this wrong. They focus too much on trying to impress a woman right away, whether it's through their looks, their stories, or their charm. Men of high value know that the first talk isn't about winning her over, but about leaving a lasting impression on her. The real secret is how these men make a woman feel during that first interaction. They understand that women possess a heightened emotional awareness compared to men, and they are adept at interpreting body language, tone of voice, and even the projected energy. Because of this, how you act before speaking determines how she'll feel about you afterward. Self-confidence comes from knowing who you are and what your role is in the world. A high-value man goes into any situation knowing that he adds value. His back is straight, his moves are deliberate, and his speech is calm. When he talks, he doesn't rush through sentences or fill the space with extra words. This relaxed pace does something powerful. It makes her pay attention. Speaking slowly and with confidence tells her subconscious that you're in charge. Speaking with confidence doesn't imply loudness or strength, but rather, it requires a measured and purposeful approach. Women often prefer men who don't constantly feel the need to prove themselves. When used right, quiet can be one of your best qualities, a very good deal. Men don't mind pauses in conversation because they understand that a brief silence allows the woman to process and absorb the previous words. It produces a void that she will want to fill, and most of the time she'll want to continue the conversation to impress you. Having mental control is appealing. Women naturally seek safety and stability in men. Men of high value show that they are emotionally stable by keeping their emotions in check. If she makes fun of you or challenges you, don't get angry or defensive. Instead, high-value men know how to laugh it off or make it their own friendly challenge. This demonstrates to her that you're not easily upset, enhancing your attractiveness. Emotional resilience shows that you can deal with stress, which is a quality that many women subconsciously look for in a partner. Every conversation is a chance for a high-value man to show emotional maturity, which makes a lasting impression. If you remain silent, she will begin to perceive you as a unique individual, distinguishing you from the crowd of men who are either eager to please or quick to react defensively. You'll come across as calm, collected, and most importantly, confident. A lot of books. Men know that small acts, like the way you shake her hand, the tone of your voice, or the way you smile when she talks, can say a lot. Women read men's body language all the time, and often more than men know. High-value men show warmth and control through small, well-thought-out movements like keeping eye contact, nodding to show you're listening, or keeping your hands relaxed and not fidgeting. People in today's dating world, accustomed to excessive sharing on social media, often underestimate the art of surprise. High-value men know that telling too much too soon takes away from the fun and mystery of the interaction. Women are naturally interested in things they don't fully understand, which is why being a little mysterious can be so attractive. How do people think about mysteries? This is because our brains want to find answers when something is unknown or only partially revealed. This explains why we often find ourselves stressing over unclear situations as we strive to understand them better. Important, when a high-value man talks to a woman, he gives her just the right amount of information to pique her interest, but not enough to satisfy her curiosity. For example, if she asks him what he does for a living, he might say, "It's a little complicated, but I enjoy it." This brief response piques her curiosity and intensifies her longing for him. She'll think about them later, playing back the talk in her mind and trying to figure him out. Music, him on purpose, uncertainty. It's crucial to exercise caution when dealing with ambiguity in this situation. A very good deal. To keep the conversation going, men don't avoid questions because they're annoying. Instead, they say just enough to leave some things open. For example, if she asks what you like to do in your free time, you could say, "I've been working on an exciting project that I'll tell you about sometime." This leaves her curious about the project, piques her interest, and makes her eagerly anticipate the next conversation, eager to hear the story. Being mysterious doesn't equate to being sneaky. It simply means infusing something with significant depth and value. Men know that they don't have to tell a woman everything about their lives to get her interested. In fact, the less you say, the more she'll fill in the gaps with her own thoughts, making you even more interesting than if you told her too much. Another important part of mystery is knowing when to be quiet in many situations. Some people don't like being alone, but high-value guys like it when there is silence. They let the tension build up. If you're always filling in the blanks, you don't give her time to think about how she feels. High-value men will let a moment of silence linger after making an intriguing statement or question. These short pauses not only show confidence, but also build suspense. Imagine asking her a deep or thought-provoking question, and then not following up right away. This silence forces her to think about the conversation more deeply, creating a moment of intimacy that words alone can't provide. She'll remember that conversation much more vividly because it was more than just words. It was an emotional experience. When thinking long-term, use mystery carefully. Don't tell them everything in the first few meetings. Men of great worth always play the long game. By giving her little bits of information at a time, you keep her interested over time. Every time she engages with you, her curiosity grows as you don't overwhelm her with information at once. She'll keep thinking about you between meetings, trying to figure you out. This gradual reveal builds tension and anticipation, making her miss you even more when you're not around. The mystery keeps her coming back, wanting to find out more about who you are. Number 3. Emotional impact. Words are cheap, and anyone can put together a few sentences. What makes high-value men stand out is their ability to make people feel things in every contact. It's not just what you say, it's how you make people feel. Men of high value. Know that women are emotional and that how you make her feel during a conversation matters beyond what you say. Small talk isn't important to men. They might do it briefly to start a conversation, but they quickly move on to deeper, more meaningful topics. They pose questions that delve into her values, ignite her passions, and highlight her unique qualities. This makes the conversation emotional by introducing highs and lows. This emotional roller coaster gets her interested and involved by asking her questions that make her think. One of the most effective ways to evoke strong emotions in her is to pose questions that provoke thought and a sense of importance. Rather than inquiring about your favorite color or job, men tend to delve into more profound topics such as a passion that most people are unaware of or the most exciting thing you've accomplished in the past year. These kinds of questions take the conversation beyond the surface and get her to think about her feelings. By asking these kinds of questions, you not only get her to think about her experiences, but you also make her feel like you're genuinely interested in getting to know her on a deeper level, which is rare in today's fast-paced dating world. This emotional depth strengthens the bond, making her more likely to miss you when you're not around. Men utilize storytelling to evoke profound emotions in others. Men also employ stories to evoke emotions in others, with the aim of eliciting specific feelings. For example, if you want to make someone feel adventurous, you might tell them about a spontaneous trip you took, or an exciting new experience. If you want to make someone feel vulnerable, you might tell them about a personal challenge you overcame. The key is to make the stories relatable and emotional. When she listens to your talk, you don't want to impress her with your achievements. Instead, you want to make an emotional connection with her that she'll remember long after the conversation is over. When she thinks back on the interaction, she'll remember how you made her feel, not just what you said. Putting together mental hooks. To make emotional hooks, you need to include things that are similar to her experiences and feelings. This will help her connect with your story on a deeper level. Putting together mental hooks. One way to make a hook is to compliment her at the right time, tease her, or even share a laugh. This will stick with her long after the talk is over. Important men know how to create emotional hooks that will stick in her mind. For example, you could compliment her in a unique way, saying something like, "I love how passionate you are about insert topic." It's not often that someone is so excited about something. This compliment isn't just about how she looks, it's about her character, which makes it much more important. Play that compliment over and over in her head to remind her of how positive she felt during the talk. 4. Understand the power of absence and the push-pull dynamic. The push-pull dynamic is one of the most powerful tools that high-value men use. It means being emotionally available in the moment and then stepping back to create space afterward. High-value men know that too much of anything, even attention, can dull its effect after a powerful interaction. They create distance, not because they're playing games, but because they know the value of space. In those moments of absence, a woman has the chance to think about the conversation. She starts to replay it in her mind, remembering how he made her feel, and she slowly starts to miss him. The key is not to bombard her with texts or constant communication afterward. Value men provide her with the necessary space to breathe, allowing her to feel the absence of their presence. This emotional distance makes her realize that she wants more. Why does talking too much kill interest? It's easy to fall into the trap of constant communication in this era of instant messaging. However, high-value men know that too much communication can kill attraction. If you constantly text or respond right away, you don't give her a chance to miss you. There's no mystery involved. There was no buildup of excitement or feelings. High-value men find the perfect balance by not being too available. They might not respond to a text for a few hours or let a day go by before reaching out. They know that attraction grows in the silence between interactions, so they don't mean to be rude or distant. When you're not constantly in her face, she has time to wonder what you're doing, who you're with, and why you're not texting her back. This uncertainty intensifies her desire to see you again. When high-value men end a conversation or interaction, they always leave her wanting more. They don't drag out the goodbye or try to keep the conversation going when it starts to slow down. Instead, they end it at a high point, leaving her on an emotional high. Because she didn't get everything she wanted in that interaction, she looks forward to the next one. For example, when high-value men leave a conversation or interaction, they always leave her wanting more. Instead of staying until the conversation ends, they might say, "I have to run, but I'd love to continue this conversation another time." This method not only ends the chat on a positive note, but it also sets the stage for future talks. Interaction. She will eagerly anticipate your return, yet she will continue to miss you until then. The 5th step involves re-engaging. Mastering the skill of timing. Re-engagement is a crucial aspect of the process after allowing her time to miss you. High-value men are careful about when and how they re-enter her life. Timing is everything. Reaching out too soon can kill the spark, and waiting too long can make the emotional link fade. Men of high value are adept at re-engaging with a woman when she has missed them but has not yet moved on. To do this, they need to be adept at reading her emotions and timing. Important men can read a woman and know when she's ready to hear from them again. They don't send random texts. They do it planned. They might revisit a specific moment from the previous conversation to reignite the emotional bond. This thoughtful re-engagement shows that they're not just reaching out for the sake of it. They're continuing the meaningful conversation that started before re-engaging with depth. High-value men build on the emotional connection they established during the last interaction when they re-engage. For example, if she mentioned working on a project, they might ask, "How's that project going? I've been thinking about what you said." This shows that they're interested in more than just her looks or simple answers. They're interested in what makes her tick. This kind of re-engagement makes the emotional connection stronger, and makes her even more likely to miss you when you're not there. It also shows that you care about her as a person, which is uncommon to find in today's dating world. Communication is more than just words. Men aren't just looking for quick, shallow connections. They're building something deeper, and women can tell. This motivates them to maintain their connection. Important. In every interaction, men know how to create emotional depth, mystery, and anticipation. They speak in a way that leaves a lasting impression, leaving room for a woman to miss them. When they re-engage, they do so with purpose, deepening the emotional connection each time. If you master these techniques, you'll notice a change in how women respond to you. You won't feel the need to chase or impress them anymore. Instead, women will naturally gravitate toward you, drawn by the mystery, confidence, and emotional impact you create. Most importantly, they'll miss you when you're not there, proving once again that high-value men don't chase. They attract.